Somebody once said, life doesn't come with a manual, it comes with a mother. Life can be difficult, and how we overcome the struggles and battles we endure shows what kind of person we are. We have people that influence us and shape us and taught us how to walk and talk or how to sit up straight and eat our food. There are also people that went on further to teach you how to overcome those battles and be ready for the next one. To me, that person is my mom. All the lessons that she has taught me, I will use for the rest of my life. She has taught me how important it is to practice everything I do, how important it is to be caring and nice towards others, and how being a hardworking individual is an important quality in a person. The first way that she influenced me is by always making me practice. She made me try new instruments and new sports constantly, one being the violin, and she would make me practice for like 2 hours every day. She would instill lessons about how practicing makes you better, and every time she said it, I would roll my eyes and walk away, but now I realize how important that is. She pushed me in many other ways, such as soccer, academics, and being a good person overall. When I was younger, I would go to my first soccer practice, and my mom would set up a lawn chair and sit there with a notebook and take note of everything my coach was saying. He would make us practice skills with cones, like dribbling around and juggling the ball, and if she noticed that I didn't know how to do it, she would write the steps on how to do it. When practice was over, instead of going home and watching TV, she would make me go into my backyard, regardless of the time of day, and make me practice. My mom herself cannot play soccer, so she would sit there and yell at me, which would make me completely mad, but now I realize how much it helped me. Whenever I was complaining that I did not want to do it, she would say, "Winners train and losers complain." She would always say it in a mocking voice, which would make me even more upset. But I'm grateful that she did that because it did help me now. Another way that my mom pushed me was through my academics. I had to repeat second grade, and so every day that I had homework, she would sit over my shoulder watching me do every single problem. Once again, this kind of upset me because I did not need her watching me doing addition or multiplication, but I realized that she had a lot of other things on her plate and she took the time out of her day to do that. She would always push me to do one more problem or read one more chapter or write one more story, and it got to the point where I excelled in my education and started learning with the third graders, keeping me back on track, and I'm grateful for that. Lastly, she made me practice being a good person constantly. I was a brat as a child, and I hated being nice to people because I didn't see the point. But my mom always told me that I can't be mean to other people and expect them not to be mean back. If someone said one mean thing to me, I'd be bawling my eyes out to my mom, and she would just kind of roll her eyes and say, "Sorry, like, you deserve it." But after teaching me why it's important to be nice and caring, I understood what she was trying to do. It's one thing to show you care, but another thing to act that way. That's what my mom always says. If I'm being mean to my sisters or shoving them or fighting with them, she'll always just say that. I know that my mom puts herself before others, and this can be in the classroom when she's teaching her students or at home when she's taking care of the family. She takes care of me and my two sisters, she takes care of her students, and she takes care of everything she needs to. She looks out for other people's interests before her own, which could be seen as a good thing but also a bad thing, because that means her days start at like 10 o'clock when she needs to start grading. Once everyone has what she needs, she then moves on to herself, which I find to be very admirable. Her ability to care shows that she puts other people before herself all the time. Another thing she'll always say is you have to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, then no one will love you. If you love yourself, you'll find yourself doing things to watch yourself exceed. Loving yourself can lead to good grades, it can lead to good bonds and good friendships, and she will always say, love yourself, and the same applies to her. I see my mom as one of the most hardworking individuals I have surrounded myself with. I want to be like her in the sense of how much effort she puts into her work. From work to home, she gets a lot accomplished, whether it's publishing articles for education magazines or just taking care of my two little sisters and me included. My sisters and I are involved in a lot, from gymnastics to dance to soccer to just going to daycare and back. But my mom is responsible for getting us there and signing us up for everything she forces us to do. She always has something on her plate, but still manages to be a good mom in all the motherly things she has to do. Lately, she has been most helpful with me in my future. I'm going to college and I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm grateful that she's helping me through that. My mom has endured a lot of battles in her life. Rather than dwelling on that, she overlooks it, and she's still able to lead, influence, and help others. She pushes and strives to help me be better in everything I do, from school to soccer. She's a good example of what it's like to be caring, good to others, and good to yourself. And lastly, she tells me that caring is the most important quality in a human being. By using my time effectively and doing everything to my fullest potential, I can be most successful. Life may not come with a manual, but I believe because of my mom, I do not need